Good afternoon, Wonder VAs, and welcome to our free webinar brought to you by VAIM Philippines. If you're new here, hi, my name is Blessy, and I'm one of the social media managers here at VAIM Philippines. And I'm with my beautiful, gorgeous, sexy partner na lagi nating kasama dito sa webinar, ang Operations Manager ng VAIM Philippines, Ma'am Glenna.
Nakaka-pressure naman yung introduction na yan, Bless. Baka naman, mataas ang expectation. Pag nagkita kami, ito si Ma'am Glenna eh. Kamusta ka, Bless?
Okay naman. Ikaw, ma'am, kamusta ka?
Okay na okay. So welcome again sa ating mga ka-Wonder VAs na nandito sa Zoom. We have 72 attendees and also we are live sa ating Facebook page. So kamusta kayo dyan na nandiyan sa Facebook? And if you want to have a free certificate, nakapost po dyan ang Zoom link.
Yes.
So join lang po kayo dito but make sure naka-rename po kayo. Okay? So welcome again everyone.
Ayan, thank you, Ma'am Glenna. And yung mga nasa Facebook, again, kung gusto nyo magkaroon ng free certificate, sayang naman tong inattendan natin, di ba? Para meron tayong, remembrance na rin. At saka
Yeah.
magagamit natin to in the future when we pursue this field. Kita nyo naman sa aming screen, di ba? This is the topic that we're gonna be talking about today, SEO content writing na talaga namang very sikat, di ba, ma'am? Very
Yes,
in
in demand.
demand na niche ng mga virtual assistant na dapat mong malaman na dapat nating matutunan. Alright? So, before we officially start this free webinar, of course, ay dapat pag-usapan natin ano ba ang mga mangyayari at paano ba yung mga house rules natin. Back to you, Ma'am Glenna.
Of course. Hold on. I'm going to share my screen. Let's talk about the house rules. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Alright, so sa mga datihan na, alam na po nila at sa mga bago pa lang na dumaan sa kanila ang free webinar na to, ito po ang ating house rules every time we do our free webinar. So let's discuss. Number one, let's all be kind. No bashing or harsh words when we are communicating with one another dito po sa ating Q&A tab. Diyan po kayo makakapag-interact with us, panelists, and also sa speaker natin because naka-disable po ang chat box. Ayan po ay for us panelists to send announcement and links. Diyan po kami magsisend mamaya ng ating attendance link. Okay? So wala mo na magtatanong about the attendance link. And please, yun nga po ang na-request namin sa inyo always. Please use your real name dito sa Zoom para ma-recognize namin kayo properly for you to know na during that time na may sinasagot po si speaker, si coach, alam nyo, na-question nyo yung currently sinasagot. Okay? And para mamaya, may palaro tayo, 2 p.m. So, alam nyo na yung mga clock ninyo at magpapalaro tayo sa mga hindi pinalad na karaan. So, this is your chance. Okay, number 5. Please stay until the end of the session for the attendance link para mamaya. Okay, diyan po natin may measure kung nagstay po ba kayo ng matagal. Okay, and don't worry sa mga latecomers at gustong i-replay or i-share ang ating webinar. This session is recorded. Pakiabangan lang po sa ating YouTube channel na pinupost po natin every Wednesday. Alright, so that's all for me. Enjoy learning, mga ka-Wonder VA. Back to you, Blessy.
Thank you, Ma'am Glenna. Yan guys ha, i-ready nyo na yung mga notebook nyo, yung mga notes nyo dahil marami tayong pag-uusapan today. And maiba ako ma'am, no? Di ko pala natanong, sino ba dito yung mga first timers? Yung ngayon lang nila sila naka-attend. Pwede ba mag-wow react naman dyan sa react button sa baba? I-wow react nyo naman. First time mong nalaman na
Ay,
may free
meron pa
pa lang ganito.
din.
Uy, ang dami.
Hmm.
First time lang talaga, as in, wow, ang dami pa rin kahit na magdadalawang taon na nating ginagawa itong free
Oo.
webinar na to, no, ma'am?
Yes. Ibig sabihin, dumadami tayo, mga ka-followers natin dyan, mga
Yes,
subscribers.
yan. Thank you naman for joining in and giving time. Sino naman dito yung naka-attend ng mga 2 beses, 3 beses? Simula una, nandito na yan. Pwede po mag-ano naman dyan, mag-heart-heart naman dyan. Yan, yung mga suki natin dyan. Uy, dami na rin.
Tingnan
Welcome,
natin. Ayan,
welcome.
may mga suki tayo dito. Nandiyan sina Dorben May, yan
Oo
mga
nga.
sina Joy Kenneth Biasong, yan mga lagi ko nakikita may mga certificates. Si Maris,
Yes.
andito ba si Ma'am Joyce?
Si Ma'am Joyce.
Yan.
Ayun, thank you po sa mga nag-heart, mga nag-react. And again, welcome to our free webinar for today. If this is your first time, sa mga nag-wow kanina, thank you for being here. I know Sana hindi ito yun nga lagi ko sinasabi, no ma'am, sana hindi ito yung first, sana hindi rin ito yung last, sana ito yung simula nung journey nila as a virtual assistant. At malaman nyo kung ano ba dapat piliin yung niche or field sa pagiging VA. And today, pag-uusapan natin yan. Kaya wag na natin patagalin, Ma'am Glenna. Introduce na
Sure.
natin agad-agad yung speaker for today. I know lahat ng Wonder VAs ngayon ay gusto ng matuto at ready na talaga sila na ma-expand yung nalalaman nila about SEO content writing. All right? So wag na natin patagalin. Our guest speaker for today is a web content writer at Online Jobs PH with over a decade of experience. Grabe na ang experience ng speaker natin for today in creating SEO articles, blogs, product reviews, travel guides across industries like health, digital marketing, real estate, and technology. She has also worked as a virtual assistant and social media manager, helping businesses scale and launch successful projects. And on top of that, Wonder VAs, eto pa, she served as a certified trainer and course developer for DICT's Digital Jobs PH program, where she trained aspiring professionals in SEO, content writing, social media marketing, and virtual assistance. So, with her expertise, she brings both practical and strategic insights to the world of SEO content writing. Now, Wonder VAs, help me in welcoming our guest speaker for today. Before I say her name, let's give some heart reactions, applause, celebrate, or fire reaction para sa ating speaker for today. Please welcome our guest speaker, Coach Jehan.
Ayan.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much for the warm welcome, Miss Glenna and Miss Bless. I'm blessed to be here today.
Yes.
Sana may ma-impart talaga akong knowledge, may matutunan kahit papaano sa SEO content writing. Thank you so much.
Yes. And sobrang excited. Blessed din po kami that you are here today and we're so happy na you're here po. Kaya the floor is yours. You may now share your screen po.
All right, start na tayo.
Yes po.
Sure, sure. Okay, so welcome everybody. First of all, I'd like to welcome you here. And yan, so we'll be discussing the foundations of SEO content writing. So the objective for today is to learn the foundations of SEO content writing and just gain some practical tips that you can start applying today. So actually, SEO content writing, akala natin sa ano lang ito siya nag-apply sa mga websites, sa blogs, sa mga ano lang, sa mga kumbaga, yung may mga e-commerce sites lang, ganon, sa mga businesses. But if you know how to do your SEO well, pwede mo rin actually itong gamitin sa um, profile mo as a virtual assistant para mas maging searchable ka at mas manguna ka sa mga search results on LinkedIn or sa mga online jobs platforms like onlinejobs.ph, ganon. So, yung mga tips mo na makukuha nyo dito, you can actually apply that to your profiles even if you don't decide to go into SEO content writing per se. Ayan, so ready na ba ang lahat? Can I see some smile reacts kung ready na tayo? Yan. Okay, so first thing, understanding SEO in content writing. So what is SEO in content writing? It means that you're writing for humans and search engines. So um, kung may mga writers man dito, you would know na kapag nagsusulat ka, most of the time, you're writing for someone na alam mong makikinig sa sinusulat mo. But if you're writing for SEO, you also need to write in such a way that a search engine would be able to index or to understand, to get information from what you've written so that that search engine can also disseminate that information to its wider audience. Ayan. And the difference between normal writing versus SEO writing. So sa normal writing, basta ka lang, sulat ka lang ng sulat, para ka lang nagda-diary, para ka lang nagpo-post lang ng kung ano-anong post mo sa online, sa social media platforms mo, sa um, let's say sa Facebook, ganon. but you're not really focused on giving any information, or you're not really focused on doing anything except to just share your thoughts when you're just writing normally. But when you're writing for SEO, first of all, when you're writing for SEO, you have to make sure na magiging searchable yung sinusulat mo online, especially sa mga search engines. So SEO means search engine optimization. So you write with ano um there's a focus keyword. Usually when you're writing for SEO, there is a focus keyword, and you need to do keyword research. And also, you need to make sure that the keyword that you're using on your write-up will rank high, or help your content rank high on search engine results. Ayan, so why it matters for businesses and freelancers, because if you use the right keyword and if you do your SEO correctly, it will give you more visibility to your audience, which means that you'll gain more traffic to your content. And with more traffic comes more leads. And with more leads, of course, you get more sales. So, syempre, dun talaga tayo focus sa sales, sa kung saan tayo magkakapera. Ayan. And employers or clients want content ranks and converts. Sorry, can you hear me? Naririnig pa ba ako?
Yes
Na,
po.
sorry,
Yes
nag-error
po.
kasi yung headset ko kanina. So yeah, um, it matters for freelancers because it will help you be more visible on your chosen freelancer platform. Kung saan ka man nakafocus na maghanap ng clients, mas magiging visible ka doon. So we will tackle that later on. And how search engines evaluate content today. So there's actually SEO has evolved significantly throughout the years. In my more than a decade of writing SEO content, sobrang dami naming adjustments na kinailangang gawin almost every year. May nagbabago kay Google. Every year, may mga panibago na namang mga SEO standards na kailangan na naman naming i-meet. But one thing remains constant in all of this is that your content has to be trustworthy. It has to be authoritative, meaning you have to write your content na mag-establish siya ng authority mo on the subject matter that you're writing, and your expertise and also experience. Now, hindi lahat ito magagawa mo, isusulat mo or magagawa mo just from the top of your head lang. You actually need to do a lot of research. Kailangan mong mag-research sa topic, kailangan mong alamin, intindihin, at make sure that you understand the topic well, and kaya mo siyang i-explain in such a way na maiintindihan siya ng target audience mo. And also, madali lang siyang i-index at madali siyang gawing reference nung search engines ni Google, ni Bing, ni ano pa yung mga ibang search engines dyan. So they have to be able to index your content easily. Ayan. So, yan, dito na tayo sa keyword research. So, when you're looking for keywords, hindi mo siya huhulaan lang. You don't actually need to just, guess what a good keyword would be. You can use tools like, of course, Google autocomplete. If you notice when you're searching for something on Google, it would autocomplete the text on the search field, right? So that's part of the keyword research process. Kung ano yung lalabas dyan sa autocomplete na section na field na yan ni Google, it means that's one of the most searched for keywords for that niche. So the reason why you're going to use keywords is because you need to know kung ano yung madalas na hinahanap or nire-research ng mga tao online. And kung paano sila mag-research online. So, let's see, for example, let's look for an example. How to write SEO content. Hindi tayo dyan sa taas. Dito tayo kay Google. How to write SEO. or better. O, di ba? May lubas na agad na autocomplete, how to write better internet articles. So, let's say content. Yan. So, ito siya. This is the keyword that I used, but if you look down usually at the bottom, lalabas dito. I sometimes look at this section if I wanna see kung ano yung pinaka most commonly asked or most frequently asked na question for this specific topic. Bumababa ako dito, tumitingin ako dito kung paano nila i-search, kung ano yung format ng pag-search nila, and then that's how I dyan na ngayon iikot kung paano ko isusulat yung content ko, yung write-up ko. So halimbawa, how to write better SEO content, Reddit. So this is now your keyword, key phrase. So magsusulat na ako ngayon. Pag ito yung napili ko or ito yung sa tingin kong magre-rank high na keyword, magsusulat na ako ngayon ng article based on how to write better SEO content for Reddit or on Reddit. So lalagyan ko nila siya ng preposition, but most of the time ito na yung magiging keyword mo. Now, another way to research keywords is to use tools like Also Asked. I think this used to be Ask Jeeves. Ask Jeeves ito eh. If nabutan yung Ask Jeeves. So, and then we also have Answer the Public. Yarn. It's Answer the Public is a tool that allows you to search for what people are searching everywhere, but mostly what people are searching for on social media. So, kung gusto mong kung gusto mong yung content mo or yung write-up mo or yung profile mo, mas ano pa siya, mas maging visible pa siya on social media, then this is where you look for keywords. So, let's say, I want to rank high as an SEO content writer. Tingnan natin. Kung ano ang I wanna rank high. Oh, kailangan mo gawa ng account. Create lang ng free account. You get a lot of these tools naman they get you get free. Yeah. Okay, so I searched for SEO content writer because I wanna rank high in the search results on Instagram. So I'm gonna use SEO content writer as a keyword on my Instagram post. So I'll look for better keywords or keywords that have or hashtags that have higher rankings on Instagram. So take note that on Instagram, yung mga hashtags na yan, those are your keywords. So, kung kayo, you're a freelancer and you wanna promote your business or you wanna promote your service on Instagram, then you have to niche down or you have to determine which skill or service you wanna rank high for on Instagram, and then use that skill as your hashtag. So, hashtag SEO content writer, hashtag SEO content writers, ayan na. So, ako, if I wanna rank high or if I wanna be more visible as an SEO content writer on Instagram, I'm gonna use SEO content writer because it has 4.79,000 posts. But also, kung hindi pa ganun kadami or hindi pa ganun ka um, recognized yung profile ko sa Instagram, medyo mababa lang din ang possibility na mag-rank ako for this post kasi masyado nang maraming gumamit nitong, kumbaga, keyword na to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna use the second best keyword which has a lower um number of posts para mas mas may chance ako na mag-appear sa search volume. But remember, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube, actually YouTube yung sa mga search description din siya usually nagfo-fall yung keyword. But Instagram and TikTok, yung hashtag na ginagamit mo dyan, that is your keyword. So kung gusto mo mag-rank high or mas maging visible ka sa mga platforms na to, learn to use or learn to how to search the proper keywords. Ayan, ito naman sa also ask. And then use those keywords on your caption as the hashtag. Yan. Kaya nga 'di ba sa TikTok merong hashtag FYP or hashtag trending, hashtag ganito ganyan. So, kasi yun yung mga nag-rank. Ayan. And then we also have two different types of keywords. We have short tail and um, long tail keywords. Medyo technical na ito, but the easiest way to explain this would be short tail keywords. These are shorter phrases that are more general in nature. So medyo mas general siya, mas wala siyang specific na specialization or walang specific na niche. Whereas long tail keywords, mas mahaba na to. Tapos mas may specific na siya na niche at may target na talaga siya na audience na gusto niyang ma-reach. So, for example, um, let's say content writer is a short tail keyword. So, content writer, yan yung short tail keyword ko because it's very generic. It's general. Parang wala siyang specific na binabanggit ko anong klase kang, what type of writer are you? You're just a content writer but you write anything. Now, if you wanna target like an audience for an audience that belongs in the health industry, tapos gusto mo sa health industry siya, tapos fitness coach na nag-offer ng subscription service for their fitness routine, then what you do is, ang magiging long tail keyword mo dyan is um, content writer for, and then lagay mo na yung target keyword mo. So let's say your short tail keyword is content writer. Yan. So, ano lang siya, parang general overview lang. General lang siya, generic lang siya, content writer ka lang. But then you say content writer for, um, ano ba mga fitness? Yoga instructor. Yarn. So, mas magiging specific na yung search term, mas mag-aano ka na. So, ito na yung mga, dito na ngayon iikot yung isusulat mo na blog or isusulat mo na content kasi dyan mo siya gustong mag-rank. So, let's say, ayun na yung mga long tail keywords na pwede mo rin gamitin within your blog content that you're gonna write. So, you can write about freelance content writer for yoga instructors. Ayan. Ito yung mga. So, within naman your write-up, so halimbawa, your chosen long tail keyword is freelance content writer for yoga instructors or how to find the best freelance content writer for yoga instructors. Yun yung keyword mo. Within the structure of your blog or of your article, dapat meron pa din siyang mga secondary keywords that would support the primary keyword that you choose to use on your SEO content. Actually, pagdating sa keyword research, hindi ako yung gumagawa nito because we have SEO specialists na talagang nagfo-focus dito. Sila yung naghahanap talaga ng mga nag-rank high, mga ganun. So, nakadepende lang kami kung ano ibibigay nila sa amin na keyword. But, yun yung basics. Kung mag-focus na kayo or kung if you're going to work or if you're gonna specialize in SEO content writing, you actually don't need to really worry a lot about specific keyword research because that will be provided to you by the client unless your job description also includes doing the keyword research yourself. Yan. Ayan. So, here's a practical activity that everyone can do. Pick a keyword and brainstorm content ideas around it. So, ang gawin nyo, hanap kayo ng keyword and then brainstorm content ideas around it. Now, as a content writer, isa sa pinakamalaking challenges ko actually is how to start writing my content. Ever since doon ako laging nasa stuck kung paano umpisahan yung content ko. So what I do, of course, with AI now available at the tip of our fingers, I go to Gemini. And then I give Gemini the prompt. So halimbawa, ito yung napili kong keyword, freelance content writer for yoga instructor. So I then go to Gemini and I ask Gemini to um, give me ideas. So you are a professional SEO writer. Your task is to write content on how to find the best content writers for yoga instructors. And let's make it more specific talaga in the US. Yeah. Brainstorm some, let's say, ideas muna. Oh, spelling pa si ideas ko. Yan na si Gemini. Working. Yarn. So, ito na yung mga content ideas. Dito na iikot yung um, blog mo. So, ito, lalamanan mo na lang siya. And then this can also be your reference. This video can also be your reference for writing your content. So ako pag may mga ganito na akong outline, dito ko na siya, dito ko na papaikutin yung isusulat ko. And then insert ko na lang yung keywords na required for the content. Yan. So, let's continue. Okay, so ayan, writing SEO-friendly content. So ngayon, let's say you already have your keyword, you already have established your keywords. So ngayon, it's time for you to write your content. Now, when writing SEO-friendly content, it's very important that you get the structure na tama so that kasi ito for uploading ito sa website, dapat kasi yung ano niya, yung structure niya na naka-upload siya sa website is it's SEO friendly, meaning madali siyang i-crawl or madali siyang intindihin ng mga bots ng search engine para ma-identify kung anong klase siyang part of the content. So, kailangan yung titles mo, if you notice on um, Google Docs, just stop sharing muna. I'll just open a blank document. Okay, so on Google Docs, there. Can you can you see my screen again? Right.
Yes
Okay.
po.
So, all right. So on Google Docs, if you notice, there is a menu here at the top. So halimbawa, ang title ng content mo is let's say, ano ba yun? How to find the best content writing instructors in the US. So, ito yung title mo, no? Ito yung title ng document mo. You don't just upload it or you don't just write it nang nakaganyan lang tapos porket title siya, ibobold mo lang siya. And dapat understood na title na siya. No, when you upload it in the website, you need to tag it properly as the title. Ayan. And of course, when you write titles, you have to write it properly. So, ayan siya. Para pag kinocrawl na siya ng mga bot, alam ni bot na ito yung title mo. And hahanapin ngayon ni bot kung nasan dyan sa title mo yung keyword that they can index you for. So, ano yung title mo. And then, let's say you already have your content. Write a short blog. Diba? Ang bilis ng buhay. Ay, binigyan ka pa ng magandang title ni Gemini. Oh, ito na lang gamitin natin title. Mas maganda siya. And, ayan. So, ginawa siyang heading 2 ni Gemini. So, ang gagawin mo, because it's the title, you change it to the title tag. Ayan na siya, yung content mo. So, naisulat mo na siya or naisulat na siya ni Gemini para sa'yo. Ayan. Copy mo na lang siya, right? Wait lang, hindi pa siya tapos. Oh, may picture pa si Gemini. Oh. Ayan. So, this is now your content and yan, you need to have subheadings. So, ito na yung subheadings mo ngayon. If you notice, nilagay siya, tinag siya ni Gemini as heading 3, and heading 3. But, naka-heading 3 siya, wala tayong H1 and H2 or heading 1 and heading 2. Itong sinasabi dito na H1, H2, H3, it's heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. So, you have to tag your headings properly as well. So, pwede mo siyang gawing heading 1 kasi wala pa naman tayong heading 1. Now, hindi porket heading 1 ito ay heading 2 na ito. But because these are subheadings, meaning you're dividing your content into 3 different sections. So, ito, heading 1 pa rin ito. Ayan. Okay, and if this section, for example, this upper section has a subheading pa na related to this topic, then doon ngayon papasok ang heading 2. And then kung yung subheading na yun na heading 2, meron na naman siyang another subtopic, yun na naman ngayon, doon papasok ang heading 3 and so on and so forth. So, you need to tag or you need to make proper use of H1, H2, and H3 headings. And then the keyword placement. So the keyword that we're trying to use here is yoga content writer in the US. Ayan na, ito na siya. Di ba, iniba siya ni ano? So, the keyword na yoga content writer, it has to appear within the body of your content. Ayan na siya, di ba? It's there and it's there. And ayan, so it also needs to be in one of the subheadings, which is this one, and it's in the title. So, kung ano yung binigay sa'yo, inassign sa'yo na keyword, then that's where you're gonna write your content around, and you also need to make sure that that keyword can be found within your article. However, with all the changes in SEO right now, and we also have generative SEO and everything else, and also AI, what you most specifically need to make sure of right now is that the context or the content of your article um, is related and it supports your keyword at mas matibay yung ano mo. Hindi lang siya basta nagsulat ka lang para lang magkaroon ka ng lugar kung saan mo ilalagay yung keyword mo. Your content has to make sense. It has to be authoritative. It has to give value to the people who are reading it. That's why you should not just rely on the draft that Gemini or ChatGPT gives you. Make sure that you also do a lot more research so that you can add or provide additional content that would support whatever is already here on the document. Yan. And then keyword placement, of course. Now, also, since if you notice ngayon, mas marami na tayong yung research natin, we do it a lot more on AI than on Google itself. Wala na masyadong pumupunta sa Google para mag-search ng ganito. A lot of us, we go to Gemini or we go to ChatGPT to ask our questions. So if you're writing content that you want to be easier for AI agents like Gemini and ChatGPT to cite as references, you need to also make sure that your content is easily readable by AI agents. So one thing that you can do is to add tables. For example, let's say maglagay ka ng tables and hindi lang basta-basta kung ano-ano lang ilagay mo sa table. Make sure that you provide facts and figures on the table na madali lang din i-cite as a reference ng mga AI agents kapag may nagtanong sa kanila about that topic that you are writing, that you have written. Yon. So, That's part of the new SEO structure now. And then for on-page optimization, you also need to make sure that there are internal links. A lot because SEO content is mostly written for websites, blogs, articles on websites. So dapat your content must have an internal link or a link to another page on the website that is related to the topic that you have written about. So that's an internal link. And then readability. So you should write in short paragraphs, active voice, and simple words. Way back, bago pa nagkaroon ng mga AI and everything else, we had a formula. Ako, personally, I had a formula that I was using whenever I wrote SEO content. Ang ginagawa ko, every paragraph must only contain 5 sentences, and each sentence must only have a maximum of 15 to 20 words, pero usually I keep it at 15 words. And then each word should not have more than 3 syllables. Kasi pag 3 syllables na yung words na ginagamit mo, considered na siyang jargon, meaning it's too deep a word for the common internet user to understand. So, it's something that you should only use kung highly technical yung sinusulat mo na ang audience naman are highly technical din. So, ayan, dati may formula pa kaming ginagamit sa ganyan. So, words again words should not be more than 3 syllables or should not be 3 syllables. It should be 3 syllables or less. Sentences must be 15 to 20 words per sentence, and only 5 sentences per paragraph. Yon. And let's see if that's applied here. Diba? In-apply din siya. Ano ginawa ko? Yan. So, 1, 2, 3, 5 sentences, di ba yung paragraph na binigay sa atin ni Gemini? But, I think each sentence has more. Ito, sobrang haba to. Kapag ito pinasok ko sa Yoast SEO, matatag ito as too long. So, kailangan ko siyang putulin. And this one also. You can actually, if the sentence is this long, you can actually just divide it into 2. Gawin mo lang siyang 2 sentences kaysa ganyan siya kahaba. Kasi nakakapagod yung basahin sa mata ng reader. And ayan, it's using a lot of, but these are just simple words lang naman. It's okay. So, yan. And then, next is using visuals. So alt text captions. When you're uploading photos, even on LinkedIn, kapag ka nag-upload kayo ng mga photo ninyo sa LinkedIn, lagyan nyo siya ng keyword. As example, you're looking for, or you're aiming to be hired as a virtual assistant or as a bookkeeper for this type of business. Kapag ka nag-upload ka ng picture mo sa LinkedIn, lagyan mo ng alt text yung LinkedIn mo, LinkedIn image mo. I'll give you an example. And yung alt text na yon, make sure that that alt text is a keyword. Because that will also help you become more visible on search engines. Let me just look for photos. Saglit lang po. Unshare ko muna. Ayun yung ano na lang. Background ano na lang ni Bing. Okay. All right. So this one, let's say this one is my photo. Ayaw niya mag-upload. There. How do you add an alt text on LinkedIn? Eto, nakita niyo to? Alternative text. Ayan. So, Vim SEO. Wait lang. SEO. Content writing. Webinar. Okay. So, ano ang purpose nitong alt text? Ayan, alt text describes images for people who can't see them. So, this is actually for accessibility purposes. However, a benefit of this is it will also be indexed or crawled by search engines kung gagamitan mo siya ng keywords. But then yung kung gagamit ka man ng keyword, make sure na connected din naman siya, related din siya sa kung ano man yung picture na ina-upload mo. Huwag kang basta-basta mag-upload lang ng picture tapos gagamitan mo lang siya ng alt text just because you wanna add an alt text and because natutunan mo siya sa SEO content writing. Make sure it's also related to the photo. Describe the photo pero mag-insert ka ng keyword doon sa description mo and keep it short and simple. Yan. Okay. And captions, of course, when you're writing social media captions, when you're writing your LinkedIn bio, your onlinejobs.ph profile, um, or your Upwork profile, make sure na meron ka ring keyword dyan. So, ano yung gagamitin mong keywords for your profiles? Use the skills or yung primary skills that you wanna be hired for, or the primary skills that you're most confident about, yun yung gamitin mong keywords sa ano mo, sa profile mo, sa bio, sa description mo, and even on your tagline. Yung headline below your name, use also your primary skill or your primary keyword as your bio or tagline. Yun. So content formats that rank well. So these are for websites, blogs, listicles, how-to guides. Usually how-to guides gain a lot of traffic kasi yan naman madalas ang pinupunta ng mga tao sa Google or sa search engine, ang magtanong ng mga how to do this and how to do that. Also, product reviews, mostly, not a lot of people read case studies, but usually how-tos, product reviews, and blogs or listicles are the types of content formats that rank well. Yan. So, dito naman tayo. Ayan, tools for every SEO content writer should know. Grammarly, if you notice kanina dito sa draft, when I clicked here, I can actually choose how to edit this. This is because of Grammarly. I have, thanks to my job, we have Grammarly Pro installed on our browsers so that when we write, we can just automatically edit or update our content based on what works best according to Grammarly. And Grammarly is almost always correct. Sometimes may mga palya siya, but most of the time, tama yung mga tinuturo niya. So like this one, pag naka-underline siya na blue, sabi ni Grammarly, mas gumamit ka ng however kaysa but. Pero mas gusto ko si but kasi maikli lang si but kaysa kay however. So hindi ko siya papansinin. And then, Grammarly is saying that requires is better than means having. So, papalitan ko lang siya dito lang. Requires lang. Kasi pag pinalitan ko lahat, pati si Bat madadamay. Then, feel like can be a challenge. O, di ba? So, automatic na yun siya. So, that's Grammarly. It's added as an extension on your browser. But you don't really have to sign up for the paid version. You can just sign up for a free Grammarly and upload your content here. You can create a new document, and then upload mo yung content mo, tapos i-edit na yan siya ni Grammarly. Or you can actually do your writing here. So, how to elevate your practice by hiring a writing an expert. Charot, expert. Ganon. Tapos, while you're writing, Grammarly will then check your content. Tapos, habang nagsusulat ka, di ba, wrong spelling si Elevate, sinabi ni Grammarly, wrong spelling ka, girl. Ayan, accept. Ganun lang. And then, let's see. Ito, si ano natin, si draft. Let's check it for AI or plagiarism. That's another function of Grammarly. You can check for AI text and plagiarism. So right now it's still ayan. So this section resembles AI text. Ito daw yung buong section na to na naka-highlight ng green. It resembles AI text. So you need to rewrite that so that it doesn't sound too AI-ish. And then this section, and then this section. Of course, all the sections sound like AI text because AI wrote it. Ayan. So, pwede kayo actually i-double check. Akala lang natin hindi tayo pwedeng i-check ni client kapag gumagamit tayo ng AI. But there are ways to determine. And it's accurate actually. So yan, si Grammarly, it will check your um, grammar, of course, your spelling, and um, it will give you suggestions on how to make your content more engaging, give more clarity to your content. Yeah. And we also have Surf for SEO or Clearscape. This is for content optimization. It's yeah, let's see. Ano yan? Mas technical na yan. Dito tayo sa Yoast SEO. So Yoast SEO, this is a plugin that's installed on WordPress that will help you a lot in checking your content for SEO, readability and everything. So I got approval from my manager to show you this. So let me show you this. This is the Yoast SEO plugin. It's installed on our website. So this is WordPress. Naka-install si Yoast SEO. If you notice, there are several sections here of Yoast SEO. So for the content writer, if you're the SEO content writer, what you need to worry about is the SEO section and the readability section. So, sa SEO section, i-enter mo dito yung focus key phrase or yung keyword ng blog mo. Bakit ayaw niyang mag-click? It should be. Ayaw niya mag-click, but actually, itong field na to here, this is where you enter your keyword. And then, once you've entered your keyword here, Yoast will now check if you've used the keyword properly within your article or within your blog, and it will give you an analysis here at the bottom. So, hindi tayo makapag-enter ng keyword. Let's see. Ayaw niya mag-enter ng keyword. Should be. But anyway, so halimbawa, ang in-enter ko dito na keyword is pwede pala, personality matters. You know, example lang yan. So that's our keyword. So now, as you notice, nag-iba na yung kulay ni Smiley. Naging orange na siya because we already indicated a keyword here. So which means we're on our way to having good content. So unang i-check ni SEO analysis ng Yoast SEO tool is your outbound links. So you need to have outbound links, meaning you need to link your content. Kasama ito sa structure. You need to link your content to another blog on a website that is related to what you have just written. So para siyang nag-ano ka, parang nag-network ka na ikipag-connect ka sa ibang mga writers on the internet. And then internal links, ayan yung sinabi ko kanina, you need to add internal links. So add links to other pages or content within your website that would add value to this particular blog that you wrote. Ayan. And then key phrase in the introduction. So the keyword must be in the introduction. Keyword density, hindi ko siya masyadong ginamit sa ano. So the key phrase was found 0 times. So di ba dapat ginamit mo within the content yung keyword mo several times. And then meta description. Meta description is what you see here. O, di ba nakalagay dito, please provide a meta description by editing the snippet below. So, dito si meta description. Itong meta description, this is what users are going to see as an excerpt of your blog. So, parang ano siya, one or two sentence summary of the blog, and it must contain the keyword that you want that content to rank for. So ito lahat ng mga binibigay na ano ni Yoast, these are all recommendations that would help you rank better on SEO. But remember that there are also other factors that could affect it. But ito, pag na perfect mo to siya, na green mo to siya lahat, or na green mo siya majority nito, then you should be good to go. You're on your way towards ranking higher in the content game. And now, readability. So, dito papasok sa readability yung sinasabi ko kanina structure, yung, sino ba yun? This one. Etong mga ito, titles, proper use of H1, H2, H3. Dito siya papasok sa readability. The reason why you need to have these um, used properly is so that it can easily be readable or madali lang siyang scan ng reader or ng viewer mo, ng internet user. So, di ba, you're not using a lot of transition words. The length of your sentences, ayan, kaya nagbibilang pa rin ako hanggang ngayon ng words per sentence kasi inaano pa rin niya siya. It still matters, but not as much as it used to. Yan. So, that's Yoast. And then Google Search Console and Analytics. These are, ano na to, mas in-depth na to, technical na to. And it will just help you track the performance of your specific content. Kung meron ka nito, makikita mo sa Google Search Console and sa Google Analytics, makikita mo kung ano-anong mga pages doon sa website mo yung mas nagre-rank or mas maraming nagpupunta na mga traffic. Traffic meaning users on the internet. Ayan, 4 minutes till 2 o'clock. Any questions? Masyado ba ako mabilis? Am I talking too fast?
Ayan. So, siguro pwede mo po muna tayo
Magpag-ipon na tayo.
mag-break. Yes. Bigyan natin ng time si Miss Jehan na mag-CR and water break. And ito na yung time na iniintay na ating mga attendees ang magpalaro. Right, let's back to our regular programming. Miss Jehan, nakapagpahinga na po ba sila?
Yeah.
Ayan.
Thank you so much. Parang gusto ko rin makisagot.
Nga. Naguluhan
Pwede
din
po ba
sila. Paano?
makisagot ako?
Nag-doubt pa nga. Tama yung sagot niyo. Oo.
Napaisip ako dun sa The Father's Son
Other
is my...
son.
Bahala na kayo dyan. Kaya nyo na yan.
Mag-try kayo ng quiz.com. Ang daming quiz doon. Doon ko kinukuha.
Oh.
May
Okay,
idea
sige.
na
Ayan
kayo.
na.
May cute.
Quiz.com. Andun po
Sige
siya.
po.
Alright. So, mabalik tayo kay Miss Jehan. Back to you.
Thank you so much. And ayan po. So, going back to our discussion rate. Okay, so yeah, we've discussed na all of the tools. And last is ang Google Search Console and Google Analytics. You'd have access to this kung kinonect, you actually need to connect the website to Google Search Console so that Google Search Console would be able to crawl the website. Ayan, so connect niyo yung ano, yung domain or yung URL. And then i-crawl niya yan to search to look at all of the pages, i-index niya yan and isa-save for future reference. And then Google Analytics. Dito mo naman makikita how your posts are performing. Meaning, kung ano yung mga pages mo na mas madalas nagkakaroon ng visitors. And this is how it looks like. If you've connected your website, di ba, no data received from your website yet? Because I don't have a website connected to Google Analytics. But this is where you'll see the active users, event count, key events. So you are gonna define events here, meaning mga clicks, mga user behavior on your website. Yan. And then, so medyo ano to siya, mas in-depth na to siya. So you'll also be able to get reports on your overview. So, saan galing yung mga viewers ng page mo, audience mo, page title and screen name, event count by event name. So everything is here, but you first need to connect your website so that you can view the analytics or the page performance of your website. And then if you're running ads on Google, dito mo rin siya makikita. Everything is here. Yarn. Okay, now we also you actually have just one last so the future of SEO content. Nagbago nga naman talaga ang SEO content in the past year alone. Actually in the past month nung nag-boom ang AI, medyo malaking naging pagbabago sa SEO because users are no longer clicking on the website link. Mas nagre-rely na ngayon ang users sa you know yung ano it's called Google SGE. Google SGE is Google Search Generative Experience. I'm sure you've noticed I was giving examples earlier of how to find content and everything, and you notice yung AI overview when you're searching something on Google. Meron yan siya. That's where users are now mostly getting their content from. So let's say I want to search how to be a better or how to stand out as a content writer. Ay, hindi. Actually, bakit wala siyang Google overview? Hindi siya lumabas. But usually, kapag ka nagsisearch ka, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. When you're searching on Google right these days, you're gonna see like an AI overview here at the top. And dun mo na makikita lahat. Parang mukha na siyang ano, summarized version of the answers that you're looking for. Let's see, what is, ano nga ba ito? Google SG. Google SG. So yan, this is what I'm talking about. So this AI overview has changed the game for SEO because people are no longer scrolling down to the bottom and they're no longer clicking on these links. Way back, pag nagsusulat kami ng content, we had to make sure the best KPI or the best indicator that your content is ranking high on Google's search engine results page or on the SERP of any search engine is if your content is showing on the first page. So kapag nasa first page ang content mo nung araw, nung kapanahunan namin mga nakatatanda, I feel so old. Anyway, nung araw, if your content is showing here on the first page, it means it's doing well. Especially if your content is on the top 3 and you're not paying any ads for it. But nowadays, nobody is looking at any of these links anymore because everyone is just relying on the answers that are already summarized up here by AI overview. Now, how do you make sure that your content still ranks, or how do you make sure na makikita pa rin yung content mo? You have to write your content in such a way na mas magiging ano siya. Nakita niyo itong mga links na to, siya yung gagawing source ng AI overview ni Google. Meaning kapag ka yung user that's searching for that information would like to do further research and they found the answer here in the AI overview interesting enough, then if they click the source link here, if they click the source link here, your site or your content or your page should be part of the resource links na mag-a-appear dito sa kanan. So that if they click on these links, kayo pa rin yung magra-rank high here. So, if you click on these, itong mga ano, pag click mo yan, nandiyan, may nag-iiba-iba, di ba, itong this right side here, sidebar. Nag-iiba-iba yung content niya depende on which hyperlink you click on, because these are the resources for the information that is provided on this section. So this is called Google Search Generative Experience. So medyo dyan nagbago. Tapos si ChatGPT din, most of the time when I'm doing research through ChatGPT, a lot of the content that ChatGPT gives out also have these hyperlinks. So you have to write your content na in such a way na ano siya, madali siyang i-summarize, and it provides a contextual understanding of the content, and it's related to the information that the user is searching for, and also relevant siya to the topic or the content that the user is looking for. Ayan. So human touch, storytelling, cultural context, credibility. So this has always been a must-have for SEO content, but even more so now that AI is here, because a lot of AI or a lot of searches nowadays are more ano na siya, mas ano na siya yung tawag dito, medyo conversational na siya, because people talk to Gemini, actually a lot of people talk to ChatGPT like it's their friend, like it's their therapist, like it's their counselor, guidance counselor. So mas nagiging conversational na yung mga questions na pinopost sa AI agents. So the content that you write must also be conversational enough so that it's easier to for the search engine to cite that content, or that the blog, the article that you wrote, as part of the data, as part of the bulk of data, kung saan siya kukuha ng information para isagot doon sa tanong ng user. Ay, pati ako nalito sa sinasabi ko. But yes, so with AI, people searching more information on AI than Google or than search engines, mas ano na siya, mas may emphasis na siya sa user-generated na search intent. So mas ano na siya, mas conversational, mas long tail keywords na yung ginagamit. Ano pa ba? Hindi na siya yung pag nag-SEO content writer, most of the time hindi na siya masyadong focus sa organic traffic. It's focused na on appearing as a resource in the AI agent or in ChatGPT or Gemini. Yon. Yeah, so if you want to practice whatever you've learned here, write a short SEO blog draft. You can use AI for that. You can use ChatGPT or Gemini to do that. But make sure to also double check your sources, because sometimes Gemini would also be medyo nagiging redundant din yung laman, yung content niya. So kailangan mo pa rin siyang basahin, i-double check, i-proofread, and if, for example, you on your prompt, you indicate na maglagay ng statistics, double check the statistics that Gemini or ChatGPT gives you on the content, because minsan hallucination lang yung mga statistics na yan. So i-double check nyo pa rin dyan, make sure na tama yung mga numbers na binibigay nila sa inyo. Okay? So ayan. Okay, well, actually, that's it for this presentation. So, key takeaways: write for humans first, search engines second, and then good SEO equals good structure, meaning title, subheadings, body, and everything else, plus relevant keywords, plus readable content. And you need to actually continuously learn if you want to specialize as an SEO content writer. Yeah, so in SEO content writing, success comes from blending strategy with clarity, creating content that search engines can find and people genuinely want to read. Yeah, thank you so much. And that's it for my presentation. If you have any questions, feel free.
Okay, so it's Q&A time, guys. Sa mga naipon yung tanong kanina, it's time for you to send it here sa Q&A tab and we'll try to answer it with Miss Chehan. Okay? Ayan. Wait lang. Pwede po patingin ulit ng slide 5. Ano pong concern nila sa slide 5? Miss Carmela.
May kasalanan po ba ang slide 5?
Baka
This
i-screenshot.
one. This one po. Yes, the
Ayan. Ayan, may,
tools.
may unang tanong na po dito. So nga lang
Mhm.
anonymous attendee. How can we use SEO po sa affiliate marketing? Nako, parang on the scope po ba, coach, or sa ibang
I-chat
topic to?
i-chat-GPT mo na lang yan, Be. Anyway, actually for affiliate marketing, nagma-matter pa din yung keywords.
Hmm.
Keywords, hashtags. Pero sige nga i-chat ano natin, how to use
Hmm.
keywords for affiliate marketing. Ayan, nandiyan naman po lahat yung sagot. Mm. But usually keywords. Keywords and
Hashtag.
descriptions. Tapos sa descriptions po ng product ninyo, hashtags. Dapat sa description, meron ding, ayan, mga search intent pa din, mga tips, yan, ganyan. How to. Ito, alam ko, ito yung nagte-trending ng mga videos
Puro
most
mga
of the
how
time
to
kapag
no?
paid video siya. Yung mga how to.
Mm-mm.
Yes. Mm.
Sa taas yata
Okay
yung
na po tayo
baka
sa
mga
slide
nauna.
5.
Adrian. Who is Adrian? Baka ano to. Si Bless. With with more people using AI tools like ChatGPT and Gemini to search for information, how do you see this affecting SEO and keywords research? Haba ng tanong ni Joel Jan Andres. Nasa pinakataas. Do you think pwede rin magbago ang approach of getting this data in the future? How does AI affect po kaya yung
Sorry, hindi ko
crawling
po
sa
nakuha
search
yung question.
engine? Mhm. More of ano yung tanong niya po is with related sa AI.
Sa AI, crawling
Opo.
ng
How do
search
you see
engine.
this affecting
Yun nga
SEO and keyword research daw po?
Yun nga po, nabanggit ko siya kanina around yung last part yung dito na po tayo sa part na to ng future of SEO. Mas ano na siya, mas magiging conversational na yung keywords kasi nga po mas ginagamit na ng mga tao yung yung AI agents more than the search engines. And then um sa crawling, mas magiging selective na yung data collection niya, yung analysis. And ano siya, um, mas ipaprioritize ng search engine yung mga data na, o yung mga content na frequently updated, o yung laging may updated na content. And mas authoritative siya or kaya actually karamihan ng mga websites ngayon or karamihan ng mga nagpapasulat ngayon, they want or they order yung when I say order, parang umorder sila ng content sa mga writers na we call it pillar content. Pillar content is like a long, long, long form of content that contains all of the information that you want about a certain topic, because that makes that page more authoritative kasi parang pinakita mo na alam mo kung ano yung sinasabi, alam mo kung ano yung what you're talking about through that pillar content. And then you then write parang mga branches or articles that lead back or link back to that pillar content para mas magkaroon siya ng authority. So yun yung mga mas pa-prioritize ng pagko-crawl ngayon ng data sa SEO. And then of course, as I noticed din recently, mas pina-prioritize na din sa mga results ni ChatGPT at saka ni Gemini yung content na may mga uh, tables. Yung may tables, pero hindi lang basta-basta table, yung may mga naka-table na siya na information na parang naka-chunkify at madaling i-digest. And also, yung mga content na may images with text. So, aside from the alt text that you place behind that image, dapat yung image mo may text din that describes what the image is all about or that catches the attention of the reader. Yan.
May tanong po si Nilka, when optimizing for a keyword that contains a hyphen, like e-commerce, what's the best SEO practice po regarding URL?
Sa URL, pag ako nagsusulat ng content, hindi na ako naglalagay ng mga dash or mga
Hyphen.
hyphen, oo. Diretso na lang yung word. Kasi keyword naman siya eh. Parang understood na siya na yan yung ibig mong sabihin.
Rekta na.
Rekta
Guys,
na,
any more
yes.
question? Ano ba? Meron daw po ba kayong masasuggest na free resources, lalo na sa tables na na-mention nyo po by Joel?
Free resources. Actually, ikaw lang naman yung gagawa ng sarili mong tables. Like for example, etong sa ginawa natin na content kanina, like where to find your content guru. So let's say ang gusto mong ang point mo dito sa section na to is where to find a content writer who writes great content about yoga. So, asan ba usually nahahanap yung mga freelancers, 'di ba, sa mga freelancing platforms? So, what you're going to do is you're gonna create a comparison table ngayon. So, comparison table of platforms where you can find freelance yoga content writers. So, ngayon, ano-ano ba yung mga um, platforms? We have Upwork, onlinejobs.ph. What else? Let's say, sabi na natin LinkedIn, because sometimes may mga offers din naman sa LinkedIn. So, now, since you're creating a table, a comparison table for these three platforms, ano-ano usually yung considerations ng mga um, business owners whenever they're hiring somebody for a specific job. So let's say dito mo ilalagay yung price or yung rates ng freelancers. Actually, mali yung table ko. Dapat rates dito sa taas, skill set, and whatever else muna dyan. And then dito si Upwork. Kulang tayo ng isang Add tayo ng isa pang table. So dito si platform, rates, so let's say Upwork, and then onlinejobs.ph, and then LinkedIn. So ayan, ikaw yung gagawa ng table based on what type of information is relevant for the subsection where you want to include that table on. So let's say yung rates, magkano ba ang rates ng content writers sa Upwork, magkano naman sa onlinejobs.ph, ano-ano yung mga skills nila, let's say SEO, articles, eme, o tapos ano pang gusto mong makita or what other criteria are you gonna use to judge these freelance content writers? So let's say experience. So what types of content writers are you gonna find on Upwork with what level of experience? Let's say 5 to 10 years experience, eme. So you create the table, pero analyze mo muna kung anong klaseng table yung mas magbibigay ng value and mas mag-emphasize sa authority mo related to this subsection of your content. Yan. So, in terms of resource, of course, what you need to do is Google pa din. Mag-research ka pa din. So, magkano ang rates ng freelancers sa Upwork, magkano ang rates ng content writers sa online jobs, magkano sa LinkedIn. So, research. Yung primary resource pa din is your research tools like Google search. Yeah. Okay na po. Parang ang bilis ko
Yes.
magsalita.
Si Kirby may tanong pero parang yes ang sagot dito. Can we ask the AI to craft the paragraph with the given parameters, 5 sentence, 15 words? Kahit na naman, pwede mo yan kay AI.
Oo.
Oo.
Actually, pwede
Mm.
naman. Pwede naman, pero wag mo lang asahan na laging accurate yung sagot niya. Kasi madalas din ako nakipag-away kay AI
Proofread
kasi
pa
kung
din, ano po?
proofread pa kasi kung ano-ano ilalagay niya sa'yo. Baka pag nilagay mo dyan na the paragraph must only have 5 sentences, baka yung ilagay niya sa'yo na reply is 5, isulat niya dito ano lang. Dito sa paragraph na to, okay, lagay niya lang dyan 5 sentences. Kaya lang ilabas siya. So you still have to write your prompt properly po.
Yes. Nasa tamang prompt lang yan.
Exactly. Prompt engineering pa din po.
May ganito bang instances? Kasi sabi, ano din po ginagamit na tools kasi kahit na di naman AI, pero detected as AI pa rin. Sure ka ba dyan, anonymous attendee?
Parang
Oo,
it's
kailangan
usually the other way around eh.
Oo. Kasi kung hindi mo naman siya ni-run sa AI, may doubt ka pa ba? Kung ikaw ang gumawa nun, dapat ano na yon, humanize na talaga siya, hindi mo na i-run sa AI.
Ang difference with AI written content and human written content, yung AI, yung human written content, hindi siya exactly mali yung nakasulat, hindi siya grammatically incorrect, pero may ano siya, parang hindi siya ganun pag AI kasi parang napaka expert sounding na ng mga sinusulat ni AI na medyo kung minsan hindi mo na level as a writer. Ganun. Tapos may
Dapat
mga,
yung sa prompt mo din, act as ganito lang, hindi yung
yes,
professional,
yeah,
medyo middle, lang, level.
nasa prompting pa din. Tapos ilagay mo doon na write in a friendly tone,
Mm-mm.
na hindi siya masyadong highfalutin yung ginagamit mo na words.
Yes. I love how detailed po you answer questions. Hmm. Sabi ni Joel. Ayan, tatanong na siya, Coach. Do you do coaching or mentorship po ba? Or may social media po ba kayo na may mga tips about SEO for content writing?
For now, wala pa po akong ina-establish ko pa yung coaching ano ko. But usually, pag may nagme-message naman sa akin, I answer din naman as long as kaya pa ng oras.
Siguro last na po ito, doon na explain na kanina, baka medyo na lagpasan lang ni anonymous attendee. Yung sa alt text po, paano po ba dapat i-describe yung image po? May guidelines or tips po ba sa pag-describe o pagsulat ng alt text kung graphics ang i-describe?
Kung graphics ang i-describe, you mean yung parang mga organic graphics na ginagawa po for social media. Usually
Oh.
pag ganun, ang ginagawa ko lang, dinidescribe ko lang or nag-lift lang ako ng text from the graphics. Na that would make sense as an alt text. But usually, pag ganun, pag hirap na hirap na ako, inaanuhan ko na lang ng konting description. So, image of this and that. Ganun. Image of or graphic graphic containing tips on how to ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. So, parang specify mo lang kung ano yung laman ng graphics.
Okay. So, I think yun lang kasi natakal na ni Coach kanina yung ibang mga tanong dito. So send ko naman po yung mga social media namin for you to guys to follow. Okay. Clarice, you here? Ayan.
Hello?
So, let's wrap it up. Yes.
Ayun po. So, na-send naman na po sa chat box ni Ma'am Glenna yung social media platforms. So, make sure to follow the correct social media platforms. Marami tayong fake accounts. So, ayan yung link natin sa Instagram, sa YouTube. We have Facebook, Facebook Group, TikTok, LinkedIn. Banggit ko ba yung YouTube? Ayun. So,
Yes.
message din kayo sa Facebook namin. Sinesend din namin sa inyo doon yung legit links if hindi kayo sure. And, syempre, pag pinapabayad kayo, hindi na rin kami yun. So, always be reminded na pag nag-a-apply kayo ng work, kayo yung babayaran, hindi kayo yung magbabayad sa pag-apply ng work. So, pag dinirect na kayo sa Telegram, Meron kasing iba dyan, ibibigyan ka kunwari ng 500 pesos or 50 pesos, and then
Mm.
after nun, ibabalik mo rin yun sa kanila.
Oo
So,
nga.
yun, walang easy money, okay, guys, pag nag-a-apply kayo ng work. So, make sure lang na, hindi kayo ma-scam. So, super duper dami na ng scammers natin ngayon.
Oo nga.
Ayun lang.
Yung iba kasi may nagda-direct sa kanila sa Telegram, tas GCash na yung mga usapan. Though may GCash dito, pero sa palaro namin yun, okay? So,
Kayo
yun
din yan.
guys. Oo, ha, oo. Tapos, yun. So,